Hello, minions. And I'm a little heated right now, so I'm going to try and stay on topic for this commentary. I just got done watching the first presidential debate, which was exciting. But we're going to try and talk in this video about I've completely lost my train of thought. About upcoming games on the channel, and how it affects, and by affects I mean fits into the content schedule. Because basically, I laid out a content schedule that, to be honest, was based mostly on how I've been running the channel recently with the games I've been playing, and so you know, I've got to basically set up live commentary, random video, Minecraft, full commentary, series video, and I mentioned before when I brought up the idea of this schedule that I kind of built this channel, and by kind of I mean built this channel around the idea of live commentary, how fun it is to play video games with friends and to share that experience. And my schedule at first glance, and even on further inspection, seems to provide a smaller percentage of that, which percentage-wise, we talk statistics, I guess that is the case, but pure content-wise, if you think about the way I've been going recently, having 1, 2, maybe 3 videos a week, being mostly live commentaries, having the ability to do a live commentary and a random optional video, which will, I expect, most likely be a live commentary more often than not, especially with new games coming out. Be what fills that slot. We'll have 2 a week, and then full commentary will be, I mean, flexible. Like I've said, with this schedule, it's not rigid, it's flexible, and if there's room, and even on Saturday when I don't have an upload planned, because I want to let the series video dwell for a day, I have no problem uploading extra live commentary if I've got the content, which I imagine I will coming up. But anyway, putting all the bureaucratic scheduling nonsense aside, first let's talk briefly about this gameplay that you're going to be watching, because it's not just in here to be fodder. It's actually, I think, a good gameplay. This guy here, I think it has a spawn beacon, but I'm suspicious at how quickly he's respawning as I'm moving up on him. I see his head pop up again. I'm like, he must have a spawn beacon. But this gameplay is I think, a good example of playing Rush when you're, especially on a map like Operation Firestorm, where your team doesn't necessarily carry its share of the weight. This is a good job of me pushing the objective all the way through to the end, which shows in my end score. But so it is a good video worth watching. But if you want to put me on in the background and listen to me talk in my sultry tones, I'm going to be talking about upcoming games and the exciting news, which we've heard about for about a week now, but the official release trailer announcement came out as I record this today, which is a Wednesday. The Medal of Honor beta, Medal of Honor Warfighter beta, starts on Friday on Xbox 360. And what I've heard is that it only runs over the weekend, which doesn't sound like much of a beta. Sounds like a limited run demo. But anyway, that'll be exciting, and so we should be able to get some videos of that posted. And I'm excited for Medal of Honor, but at the same time, I don't really know what to expect. I mean, I've seen the gameplay videos and the developer diaries and stuff like that, and I know there's going to be an emphasis on authenticity, which I'm really a fan of. But I really don't know what to expect from the game. I know that I loved Medal of Honor. The newest one. I refer to it as Medal of Honor. A lot of people refer to it as Medal of Honor 2010, but I don't like that because that's not what it was called. I liked Medal of Honor. It was a good game, definitely with some shortfalls, not enough unlocks and progression to keep its life going the way it should have, and some balance issues in some of the maps and game modes that were mainly abilities for players to get themselves trapped, which they would be able to break with smart team play. But there you have it. It's a shortcoming. It made spawn trapping easy in a lot of cases. Moving on from that, I really loved the game, and I'm really looking forward to the new one. So I'm excited for that. I believe it may have actually come out yesterday or today, or it's coming out soon. They're going to release a Forza Horizon demo. It may actually be out. I got to check my Xbox to see if it's out. But I'm excited about that because that's really going to be a rare case where a demo is going to actually influence whether or not I'm interested in buying the game, because I've enjoyed Test Drive Unlimited 2, but since John Jacob has renewed my interest, you know, a year into the game's life cycle, and with it not being a blockbuster, big popular game, the community around it is pretty much dead, so there's not a whole lot, and I've completed the all the not the club challenges, but the story challenges, the single player challenges in the game. So there's not much left for me to do but grind out money 20K at a time to buy cars that I really don't need to do things that I can't do because no one's online. But you get the idea. I like that kind of open world. The way that the Test Drive Unlimited classifies itself as a massively open online racing game. And that's basically what Forza Horizon is trying to come. But I'm not sure how they're doing it, because Test Drive uses a combination of single-player events around a map mixed with multiplayer events, as well as just open connections to nearby players. I don't know exactly how Forza Horizon is going to handle all that. I haven't followed it as closely, read developer diaries or anything like that. I've just seen the trailers and the descriptions of the game. So it seems like it has that potential. So this demo will actually be really influential on whether or not I want the game, and perhaps when I will get it if I decide to, because Medal of Honor is coming out by the end of this month, as is Forza Horizon. And then we've got Assassin's Creed 3 and Black Ops 2 following suit shortly after, and as well as Halo 4 right in between. So we've just got just a wall-to-wall awesome blockbuster games here. And yeah, they're, pretty much anything I play, if it's fun to watch, will find a place on this channel. I will fit it into the schedule if I need to break the schedule here and there. But there you have it. I mean, that's the idea. The schedule is a way to keep me accountable in producing content, not a way to restrict what I want to put on the channel. So I will never not put up a video that I want to put up just because it doesn't fit into the schedule. So, so there's that. But yeah, hopefully Medal of Honor beta footage coming this weekend. I'll try to prioritize it and get it up, so if I get stuff recorded, I'll try to render it quickly and not fit it into my record one night and render and then upload the next day. But I'm also gonna be, I'm trying to carve out a block of time. I'll try and do it tomorrow. I didn't get my series video edited last weekend like I wanted to, because I did a lot of live streaming, and I want to kickstart a new series that'll be a simple edit, but a series video that's not just me putting in a live commentated gameplay. And I think it will have value, very specific subset value, and I'm going to call it Wheezy's Playbook. I'm working on a way I can do a good intro that's also simple to create. But that's what I'm going to try and get out for this Saturday video. But yeah, I mean, I guess basically what as we do in a lot of things, especially when they're live commentaries, is feedback from you guys. Knowing what games I'm interested in coming up, and even if you don't want to take that into account, that's fine. What games are you guys interested in seeing? And you guys who've been around know that I don't cater my channel to get views. I don't, I'd have a Modern Warfare 3 channel if all I cared about was views, because even though it's the inferior game, and almost everyone, even those who play it, will point out it is, a horrible game. They still put it up because that's where you get those views. But that's not my interest. My interest is fun, and what's fun for you guys to watch. So what do you guys want to see? And this we're going to focus more generally on games. Which games are you interested in seeing coming up? What do you want to see going forward? What are your favorite videos of mine to watch? And that'll help me focus on what content you guys enjoy, and that'll give some influence. I mean, obviously, at the end of the day, I'm going to play video games that I find enjoyable. And if a game that I find enjoyable happens to be enjoyable to watch, then I will post it. And I will also sneak up on behind snipers and take their dog tags. I feel like because I just finished watching the debates that I'm talking like a politician, and it's kind of weirding me out. Yeah, let me know what kind of games you guys are interested in watching. I don't know. I just want to see where Medal of Honor goes. I don't have the highest hopes in the world that it's going to become a mainstay for me, but it will definitely get, probably a good month or two of playtime at least. I mean, the original Medal of Honor kept me entertained for a while, and I would even go back to it more often, except that it's pretty barren as far as people playing it. And And if there are, and when you do get into matches, which it's not hard to get into a match. There's enough people playing, you will always find a match. But the people playing are either basically two ends of a spectrum: people that are really good at the game and really enjoy it, or people who just throw it in passively from time to time. Maybe they even got it late, and they're just trying it out. And so you often end up in these unbalanced situations that showcase the shortcomings of that game, which is unfortunate. Plus, the community around that's gotten small enough that they've centralized themselves in the core game modes, which is mostly, I think, team deathmatch and then mission is where a lot of people are. My favorite Medal of Honor game type was sector control, which is the equivalent of conquest or domination. And I felt with the way that game was designed and with some of the shortcomings that it had, that provided the best opportunity for fun and team play in the game. I don't know. That was just my opinion, but it's kind of like that. It's been kind of getting that way in Battlefield 3 for me as well, where Rush feels like a much more focused game mode. And a lot of this is obviously because I'm on console where there's only 24 players. If I was on PC, like when I played Battlefield 2 on PC, and you had 64-player servers, Conquest made a lot of sense. There was always something going on. Sometimes it got pretty hectic, but it was fun. And in good maps in Battlefield 2, Warlord is always the one that sticks out in my mind. It funneled action in a linear way so that you typically ended up not with this kind of scattered gameplay like you get on like a Karg Island or Caspian Border, where people are just jumping from point to point in these indiscriminate lines. But it gives you more of a Donovan Peak kind of linear conquest gameplay where it focuses action around choke points, and that's what I really kind of enjoyed. But anyway, moving forward, I guess other than the games I mentioned, another thing to talk about, of course, would be the upcoming Battlefield 3 DLC. There are still 2 more Battlefield 3 DLC packs coming out, which are Aftermath and Endgame, and there's still the rumor that Endgame might contain a Dino mode. I find that unlikely, but there was actually a tweet from one of the Battlefield either developers or something like that who said, "Hey, are you guys seriously interested in this dinosaur mode, or is it a joke?" And basically, if you can get BF3 Dinos trending on Twitter, then we'll seriously look at putting it in the game. So they're talking, kind of like zombies with Treyarch in World at War. They put it in as kind of a fun afterthought, but the community had such demand for it that it's become a major part of the game. That might have that ability for Battlefield 3 Dinos, but putting that aside, right, we're going to get new maps and most likely new weapons for Battlefield 3 and 2 upcoming DLC patches. DLCs. It'll probably come with patches. And they're not releasing a lot of details. I've seen the details they have released on Aftermath, which look good enough. I mean, they haven't shown a lot, but kind of some map photos, which seem kind of, which seem good. I'm excited, but until there's more, I'm not, I'll reserve judgment until there's a bit more information about them. But that is also exciting. I mean, Battlefield 3 is a game that has massive legs and sumo legs even. And I think we'll continue rolling right up until whatever its successor is, even through Medal of Honor, which the idea with Battlefield, and I know for a lot of people, Battlefield is kind of, lost their attention, and I understand that. But the EA is trying to do with Battlefield and Medal of Honor what Activision has been trying to do with Call of Duty, but whereas Battlefield and Medal of Honor are distinctly different games, where Battlefield is more focused on large battles and tactics, whereas Medal of Honor tends to be much more focused and infantry-based and action-packed. Kind of, if you will, I mean, it kind of begs the comparison, the Call of Duty to Battlefield's Battlefield. It's an EA-flavored Call of Duty, for lack of a better word. But Activision releases Call of Duty every year, and even though some are better than others, and Treyarch is starting to distance themselves as the better developer, it's still Call of Duty every year, and you can't get around that. And there's this interesting issue even Black Ops ran into, where when Modern Warfare 3 came out, even though that didn't grab my interest, granted, Battlefield grabbed a big portion of it, I didn't go back to Black Ops as much. I did, definitely, some. But, you know, because it was a year old, so it lost a lot of my interest, so I moved away from it. And that may actually end up happening to it, at least some extent for sure, but maybe even a large extent for Battlefield 3, where if Medal of Honor comes out and ends up being a really addictive game, and Black Ops 2 comes out and ends up being a really good game, and Halo 4. Halo 4 will, I don't want to say undoubtedly, because it's now out of the hands of Bungie for the first time, but from the looks of things, it's going to be Halo. It's going to be a great game. It's going to be very successful, but it's never been my cup of tea, so it will definitely get some decent gameplay out of me. Those claymores are worthless. But I'm not counting on it to hold my interest any more than the new Call of Duty will. But there's definitely a lot of opportunity for me to lose my interest in these games if they can live up to the standard that, in my mind, is currently set by Battlefield 3. Battlefield 3 is, in my opinion, hands down the best first-person shooter on the market today, bar none. And that's because of its emphasis on gunplay and tactics. And yeah, you say gunplay, but there's a lot of vehicles. Yeah, but if you've been in the infantry fights, you know that those fights, very rarely do I get frustrated by a gunfight in Battlefield. A lot of times in Call of Duty, I feel like I got screwed over. That very rarely happens in Battlefield. And that is a testament to how well the game is designed and how much it emphasizes player skill over gun weapon damage, which is what Call of Duty tends to do. But anyway, leave me your feedback on what games you're interested to see, what you want to see, what you don't want to see, this, that, and the other, and I will talk to you guys later. Peace!